Thanks for tuning in to Know Wine in No Time. I'm your host Dave, and today we're going to explore white Bordeaux wines. Bordeaux is a magical estuary made up of 3 river systems. We have the Dordogne, which comes in from the east, the Garonne, which comes up from the south, and they meet to form the Gironde River. Now there's been 3 Know Wine in No Time videos that focus on what is 88% of production in Bordeaux, and that's dry red wines. But I want to focus today on the other 12%, which is the white wine production in Bordeaux, France. So when we look at Bordeaux as a whole, we talk about those red wine productions on either the left bank or the right bank of the Garonne River. And like I said, there's been other videos produced on that subject. When we look at white wine production, we're generally dealing with the lower part of Bordeaux. And the 2 main areas of focus is one called Graves, and Graves is actually south of Bordeaux City. And the name Graves actually means gravel in French, and it's because the soil is quite gravelly and it drains well. The other area is called Entre-deux-Mers, and the Entre-deux-Mers literally translated means the land between 2 oceans. But in this case, they're not oceans. It's the area between the Garonne and the Dordogne River. And those areas are the ones that really make up the prized white wine producing areas. So there's 3 grapes that we look at for white wine production. And the first one is one called Semillon. And Semillon is important because it is the grape that adds structure and body to a white Bordeaux wine. When the Semillon content is high, that wine tends to be higher in glycerin. It'll be a little bit creamier and feel a little fuller on the palate. The second grape is Sauvignon Blanc, which the French just call Sauvignon. And that grape adds acidity and crispness to the white Bordeaux wines. And it's important because it adds a little balance. If a wine's too heavy in Semillon content, it can tend to be a little fat or flabby. The Sauvignon Blanc brings a little balance to that blend. And the third one, which you might find surprising, is Muscadelle. Muscadelle is what the French would call a Moscato, or a sweet type of wine. Now generally, Muscadelle is added to the blend in about a 5 or 10% by volume level. So Muscadelle content is very low, and the reason why it is added to a white Bordeaux blend is because Muscadelle brings certain aromatics. When we think about a Moscato, there's a lot of almost foxiness to it, a little bit of honeysuckle that it adds to the aromatics of the wine. So Semillon, once again, to kind of summarize, adds body or weight. Sauvignon Blanc adds acid, and Muscadelle adds aromatics. So when you go into your wine store and you're seeking out a white Bordeaux wine, take a look at the bottle or ask the wine specialist that you're working with to see what those 3 components are and what their percentages are in that blend. And then you can get the wine that is steered in the direction that your palate likes. So the wine I picked today is one from Chateau Haute-Meron, and this one is heavier in Sauvignon Blanc. So we're going to notice that when we sample the wine. So let's go ahead and take a look at the wine and see what we might expect from a white Bordeaux. So what we notice, it has a very light straw yellow color. It's very clear. And if we swirl to liberate the aromas, what I'm getting out of the glass is exactly what I would expect from a wine that's higher in Sauvignon Blanc content. There is a little bit of apricot and kind of some crushed stone fruit type of aromas coming out of the glass, but it's dominated more by lemon and also a little bit of fresh cut grass. So let's go ahead and taste the wine. When the wine passes the palate, the first thing we get is an explosion of citrus fruit flavors. So I get everything from, say, a lemon pudding to a little bit of just a slight bit of lime, but it almost kind of settles into a tangerine type of mid-palate. Beautiful acidity lifts this wine, and on the back side of the palate we do feel a little bit of the effects of Semillon, but much to a lighter extent. So we do feel some weight, but it's not nearly as cloying on the palate. It doesn't hang around the palate for a long period of time. So wines like this, a white Bordeaux, is perfect for warmer weather. If we just want to kick back on the patio, it's a beautiful warmer weather wine. If we looked at things we wanted to pair with food-wise, I think a grilled chicken salad, it would be perfect with that. Some different fish maybe we put on the grill, maybe a little bit of a swordfish. That would be perfect. It could even stand up to salmon, but sometimes oily fishes kind of bowl over a wine like this. So I'm going to get back and enjoy a little bit more of this white Bordeaux, and I ask that you tune in next time, because soon you'll know wine in no time.